All right, hey you guys. It's Mental Health Monday, and so we are in Oklahoma. We're camping for the night just outside of the Alabaster Caves, and so we'll see that in the morning, and then continue heading on to the West Coast. We're gonna actually head to Vegas, and we're gonna see my mom, and so that'll be really good. Mental Health Monday today. We want to talk about. How do you deal with things that you can't control, things that are outside of your control? And so when we think about trauma and the trauma that we've experienced, a lot of times things were outside of our control. And so that's a big part of our trauma, is feeling like we don't have control of a situation. And so we may overcompensate for that and try to take control of everything in our life, and if we can't control it, then it causes us a tremendous amount of stress. It kicks up a lot of those trauma triggers and trauma memories. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with things when they're out of control? And so for me, when I can't control things, I control the controllables. I realize there are things that are just outside of my control, but there are things that I can do. And so for me, number one is my daily devotional. I do my Bible study. And so there's been a lot of things. Hey, Harley, come here. There's been a lot of things that have been outside of my control these last few months. And so being displaced from my house, number one, because of the storm, and then trying to build a new house, those timelines outside of my control causes stress. Being on this book tour and having several of our events canceled because of COVID. And so outside of my control still causes me stress. Those are things that are an issue. Right now, dealing with the hospital group and the fact that they're not entertaining any meetings right now, outside of my control, and another thing that can be a trigger. Finding out a few days ago that my mom has stage 4 cancer is a huge blow to my mental health, and could definitely cause me to spiral. That loss of control, it's difficult to even put into words. So I have to control the controllables, what I can't control: the cancer, I can't control the treatment, I can't control what my mom's going through, but I can control other things in my life, like making sure that I'm being open and honest with my friends and family about my mental health, making sure that I'm trying to get enough sleep, and that I'm doing my daily devotional every single day. Really helps keep me grounded. Staying in control of things that are controllable, my hygiene, things that I can control, I need to. And things I can't control, I just have to let go and let God be in control of those things, because all I can do at this point is pray for my mom and give her support, and not just her, but for my whole family. We all need to rally together through this. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Those are some of the things that I'm dealing with, and I know you guys are dealing with stress too in your life because of COVID, and because you might lose your job, or you have family members who are dealing with COVID or dealing with cancer. And so these things you can't control, the government putting mandates on us, there are things you can't control. And the more you fight against these things you can't control, the more your mental health is going to deteriorate, and you're just going to go down into this downward spiral. And so my advice to you is to control the things you can control. Make sure you're doing your daily devotional. Make sure that you're spending time with God. Make sure that you're taking care of your hygiene. If you've got pets, play with them. Pets are great. They don't know anything about the stresses of the world, man. All they care about is if there's water in their dish and food in their bowl, and if you throw the ball, right? So sometimes you just got to throw the ball. I had a friend once ask me, Aaron, you could be retired. Why why do you keep doing all this work? Why do you keep trying to help people and keep trying to travel and do all of these things? And it's a good question. It's one that I ask myself often. And everything that we've endured as a country over the last year, and that I've gone through in the last month with the cancellation of various things, and now with my mom's cancer diagnosis, it'd be really easy to just throw in the towel and give up on the missions work and draw back from helping people and stop doing all the things that I do. And I don't think that anybody would blame me for taking that route. But when I think about it, I think about a movie I once watched, Young Guns, where the lead character, all of his friends are running from the law. They're giving up the outlaw lifestyle and going into hiding. And the leader of the gang, he sits there and tells them this story. He says, there are 3 Chinamen, and they were playing mahjong. And a young boy runs up to them and says, "The world is ending, the world is ending." And the first man jumps up and says, "The world is ending, I must go home and be with my family." And the second man says, "Well, if the world is ending, I must go to the temple and pray." And the young boy looks at the third man and says, "Well, what will you do?" And the third man says, "I will finish the game. I will finish the game." And so as I think back to my own life and what am I going to do in the face of this adversity? Am I going to continue to go on mission and continue to travel and help people with everything that's going on and the pandemic and the fear of economic collapse, my mother's diagnosis? Am I going to quit and stay home? Or am I going to continue to travel, continue to help people, continue to preach the gospel? Well, I know that I will finish the game. I will finish the game.